I think the scariest thing is coming out of a hit. So imagine your first song, massive. Then I tell her she's my bestie. Bestie's like, what do you reckon? I said, no, this is it. I get signed, I go platinum in 8 months or whatever it was. It was massive. I enjoy making music. I enjoy performing and seeing people react to it. See them singing my song and I'm like, this is amazing. But that's what I do it for. You don't even have to actually be in violence to be passing away. I've had friends shot, dead, stabbed, killed. Like when you actually look at it and how many people make it out, it's not a lot, man. He's just laying on the floor. Police have hit him off his back. I could see the police officer was shaken up. He's missed so much over something so stupid. Like no one deserves to see that. Heartbreaking, bro.
Yungen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, man.
South London in the house.
We're here.
Here we go.
We're here.
As with all the guests, mate, we like to take it back a little bit just to get a bit of background on kind of you, for anyone that isn't familiar with you, so they kind of know who you are and what you're about.
Yeah.
So let's take it right back to your childhood, kind of early years. How was that? What was life like growing up?
It was good, man. Like far back as I can remember. I think like as a kid, you always remember like the happy times or the fun moments. I grew up in a house with 6 kids. My mum has 6 kids.
6 of you?
Yeah, 6 of us.
Wow. Where are you in age?
I'm my mum's youngest kid, yeah.
You're the youngest?
Yeah, so.
Do you get beaten up a lot or not?
Not really, because I got 3 girls directly above me. So
they're protecting you?
Yeah, I was all right. But yeah, grew up. My mum's got 6 kids, so I was always around my siblings and stuff. So yeah, that was it really.
Mad. What about dad?
Yeah, he was around.
Yeah?
Yeah, my dad was around. My dad played a big part in my life. He wasn't... Him and my mum split. I don't know when they split now, but he never made me feel like they split. He was always there. He always did his part. So,
what were you like at school?
I was actually like, to be honest with you, I was very intelligent. My dad, like I said, he was around, but he was very strict on me in school. My dad's a very, very intelligent man. Blowing up his head, but he's a very, very, very intelligent man. So he was very much on me for school until I probably got to about 12, 13. Went secondary school and just different things happening in life and just changes and the area I was in. I was getting caught up in a lot of stuff and just...
It's still South London?
Yeah, still South London. But I think I was growing up maybe too fast. When I was in secondary school, I enjoyed learning. I just didn't like going to school, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was it about the school you didn't like, do you think? Was it the authority?
Yeah, I think obviously the word anxiety has become a big thing now, but as time goes on, I look at it, I really must have social anxiety because I didn't like being around people. I just didn't like school. Didn't like it at all. But then I'll go and do all my work. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy going.
So generally pretty well-behaved student?
Yeah. I didn't finish school though. I think, what year did I get to? I think I got to year 9, so I must have been about 14. And then I started getting a bit of trouble in school. And then I was actually doing really well in school so much that they didn't want to kick me out. So they sent me to college.
What, early?
Yeah, they sent me to college. After year 9, they sent me to college in year 10. Okay. And then that was even 10 times worse for me because I was like, everyone's older than me. I just felt extra uncomfortable. I said to my dad, I can't do this. This is crazy. And my dad fought for me to go to college. He's like, you can't send them to centre because if you send them to, I don't know if you know what centre is.
No,
centre's like where they just sell all the kids that get kicked out of school. But then you're just in there with all the other bad kids. And so, yeah, my dad fought for me to go to college and I went to college and it was like, I don't want to be here.
And at college, are they teaching you the curriculum or did you have to pick something to study?
No, I didn't. I was meant to do my GCSEs a year early. So I would have done my GCSEs in year 10 rather than year 11. And the school was like, yeah, we think he can do it. I probably could have done it, but I was just like, I don't want to be here. And then after that, I never went to education ever again.
You didn't even finish the college, no? So no
college,
GCSEs?
Nothing. No GCSEs, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. But then from them, 14, 15, I just knew, I knew I wasn't just going to be a bum or like it sounds crazy because I got kicked out of school, but I had my head screwed on still. Like I knew I was going to be something. I knew I wanted to be something.
Well, the academic system isn't for everyone.
Of course, it's not.
I tried to go back to college loads and sort of similar to you in a way, I had a really short attention span, so I really struggled in school as well. Yeah. My dad was always like, go to uni, son. No one in our family's been to uni. I just never went. Yeah. I never went. I dropped out and sort of started kind of hustling young, effectively. You you say you sort of changed like 14, 15 years old, started getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Where's that come from? Just the group you're hanging around with?
Yeah, I think.
Or where the school was? Or
No, it was nothing to do with school. Like, it's so weird because I went to a school in a place called Balham. That was nowhere near my area that I grew up in, but all my sisters and my brother went to that school. So I just went to that school by default because my sisters and that went to the school.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my school. So I went to school, and my school life and my home life was two different things. Like, my friends on my estate had no link to my friends in school. So like, my friends from my estate would come and meet me after school, and like, we'd link up. A lot of my friends are older than me, hence my name. But all my friends were older than me, so they wasn't even in school. So they would like be outside my school after school, and I'll be like, yeah, everyone later. Like, I wasn't hanging with school friends.
Got you.
To this day now, I probably have like 2 or 3 friends that went to my school.
I was actually going to ask you where the name come from, and I guessed. I wonder if you were the youngest in your group.
Yeah, I was the youngest. I didn't like it at first. I used to think like people was taking a mick out of me. Like, so I was like, don't call me that, man. Like, but it stuck.
What? How was you? Obviously, you dropped out of school early. What about the rest of your siblings? What were they? Were they similar to you? Are they?
So my
sister, they all finished it and sort of go on to something else educationally, or
so my sister just above me, she finished school, but unfortunately, she had when she was 16, or 15 actually, she got diagnosed with a crazy illness. So she just finished school. I don't even know if she did her GCSEs, but she got diagnosed with a crazy illness at 15. So she didn't go on and do any school after that. My 2 sisters above that, one of them did really well in school. One of them was like super intelligent, did really well. When I think she went and got her A-levels and stuff like that. My brother, I don't actually know what my brother did in school.
So there was no pressure on you, really, was there?
No, there was no pressure.
From family.
There was pressure on me more so from my dad, because he knew I was smart. So he was like, don't mess this up. Like we actually like used to fall out all the time over it. Like, because he said, Dad, I know what I'm doing. He said, no, you're a kid. You don't know what you're doing. Like, clearly you don't know what you're doing. Like,
we all get to that age, don't we?
Yeah.
What's the relationship like now with parents?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Me and my mum so close. I appreciate my mum so much more now as I've become an adult. Like, so I've lived by myself since I was 16. So I left home at 16. And you know that you leave home, you think you're a big man. And
why did you leave home out of interest?
Just I think me and my mum was clashing more so because I thought I was a big man, and she was trying to tell me be home. I'm like, I ain't coming home at that time. Like, I'll be like,
is that because of the older friends?
I think it's because of the older friends. I think maybe I was just following my siblings. Like, just I don't actually know what it was. I was really close to my mum then, but it got to that stage. It was a bit disrespectful and stuff like, and yeah, anything she was saying, I just wasn't listening to. Yeah. So she'll be like, "Come home," and I'm like, "You can't tell me to come home. Like, I'm out with my friends. How would you mean come home? Like, my friends are out. Why do I have to come home?" So like them little things, and then she was just like, "You're gonna disrespect my household. You have to leave." Like, and I was like, "All right, cool." I left.
She probably bluffed you, bless her.
Yeah,
and you actually left.
And I left. But it was, I look back at it now when people say, "Oh, that must have been so hard, 16, going into a hostel or whatever." But at the time, I probably enjoyed it. Like, wow, 16, I'm going to get my own place. Like,
but did you get your own place, or were you in a kind of hostel?
I was in a hostel from 16 till, so I was in, it's so crazy, I was in a hostel called Timeout. So because I was 16 and I was still meant to be in school, I used to have to be home at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So I was like, "Oh, this is worse than being at home. Like, this ain't for me."
It's like being on tag.
Yeah, like literally it was like being on tag, bro. And it was like, and then that was in an area that was like close to my area, but wasn't a great area as well. So I was just like, bro, what am I doing here? And then I think I made up that I had a problem with people in the area. And then they moved me to a proper, they called it like semi-independent living or whatever they called it. And I basically it was basically a bigger hostel. I think there was 80 people that lived there. It was called Camberwell Foyer. They had 40 women, 40 men. And you just share a flat with one person. So you and the one person would share a bathroom and share a kitchen. So you wouldn't have to share with everyone else like you did in other hostels.
Yeah.
And I was there for a few years. And obviously at that time I was hustling, making my money. I made some money and I was like, I'm getting out of here, man. I'm just gonna get my own flat and from then I never looked back.
I was gonna say that to you. Did you get caught up in all of that kind of street life a little bit?
Yeah.
A bit on the road or not really?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Without obviously I did, but I wasn't. It was weird, man.
I never wanted to be, I want to be this road guy, or I just saw like things like the older lot in my area had and stuff like that. I always knew that I just wanted nice things, and I want, like, do you know what I mean?
And you felt that was the way you'd achieve them.
100%.
That's all you saw, yeah.
And then, but very quickly, I realized, oh no, like I need out of this. This is like very quickly. I was like, oh, I'm not doing this forever. Oh, I'm 100% not doing this forever.
Yeah,
Very quickly.
I dabbled in and out pretty young as well, for similar reasons. But straight away, after a while, you sort of think that this isn't life, isn't for me.
No, it's not what I want. It's just long. It's stressful. Like I said, I've got so many nephews, and I say to them, guys, listen, trust me. And so one of my sisters used to say this to me. Like they used to say, look around at all the successful people you know. How many of them are doing that? And I used to think, what? They got this and that. But when I grow up, I'm saying it to my nephews, like, look around, like, look at you. I feel so old. I'm like, but
yeah, it's hard. It is hard. I suppose when you're at that young age as well, everyone feels like they've got something to prove.
For sure.
And that's kind of the way to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
I see you posted a picture of your old man on Instagram. Yeah. With like dressed proper swaggy for his birthday. And he had like this 190E merc. Was that his?
Yeah, it was his, yeah.
That's a boss car. That used to be like my dream car.
My dad was...
What did you do for a living? That was a big car in those days.
What was he doing then?
That was like...
So now my dad's a black taxi driver. But then he was a... I think was he doing couriering? Or he was either doing couriering, or he was... Might have been working at Thames Water. I don't know. I don't even know if he wants me to say this, but I think he was doing either couriering or he worked at Thames Water. One of the two. I don't know what he was doing, but he was making it work. He was making it work. Like I used to always, people used to always say, your dad can dress. Your dad's drippy. I used to think, is he? It's a look at him. I think, right, he's actually all right, isn't it?
I remember when you posted it. Obviously, it's like a couple of weeks ago. I was thinking, I'm gonna have to ask him about this. Dad looks well drippy.
My dad was
swaggy.
Proper. He had me in like the Jordan ones from early. Like I had all the Jordans. He went to America when I was like proper young, and he come back with like all these clothes and stuff like that. So
sounds like a real kind of like normal, nice upbringing, family setup.
Yeah,
nothing too adverse.
Yeah, I don't. I'm playing it down. We had madness, bro. If I'm honest with you. we had madness, but like I said, I never like. As I said, I don't think that just defines you as a person. I feel like you're going to be the person you're going to be. Don't get me wrong, like these things will shake up, but I went through quite a bit of like madness, bro. But my mum always tried her hardest. My dad always tried his hardest to keep the roof over our heads. Like they fed us, do you know what I mean? So I was never starving, or do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. That's the main thing.
Of course.
When I was doing a little bit of research, there was something on there about an incident in 2008, I think, where you lost a friend of yours when you were quite young.
Yeah.
You happy to talk about that?
Yeah, for sure.
What was that? What happened there? What was that about?
So one of my best friends, literally, my next door neighbor, bro. Like I used to live in this estate, and his house was literally there. Like I opened my front door to see his house. So obviously we was young, messed about. We had mopeds. We was like 14, 15. We had mopeds. So like, we'd be riding our mopeds up and down, like not legitimately, obviously.
Yeah.
And this
helmets? No.
Helmets, no. I was on my helmet. I'm scared of stuff like that. Anyway, so I got my helmet on, trust me. I'm scared of stuff like that. But helmets, and he was actually a year younger than me. So he just turned 15. And it was the last day of summer. I'll never forget it, 30th of August, last day of summer. We used to have these big block parties on our estate. Yeah. Everyone's out, the girls are out, everyone. We're out there on our mopeds, whatever. And that day he sold his moped. So he's like, I'm going to sell my moped by my mum's house. And I was like, all right, cool. So we're there in the block party and we get a call like, Reese got hit off his bike. So we're like, impossible. Reese has sold his bike. No, trust me, he got hit off his bike. We're like, where? They're like, up the road. They're like, he hasn't got a bike though. So we're just like...
Yeah.
So we've all gone up there, like, we left our bikes, everything. We jogged up there. It was literally around the corner. We get there, he's just laying on the floor. The police have hit him off his bike.
Police have hit him off his bike?
So he was on a police chase, and they tried to box him in, caught him, gone into the wall, broke his neck, died on the scene. But it happens, we got there, the ambulance wasn't even there. They was literally like, the police was shaken up. I could see in the police officer's eyes, like, and I was looking at him, I was saying to the police officer, like, he's dead, isn't it? The police officer's like, no, he's all right, the ambulance is coming. I could see the police officer was shaken up, like, And I was looking, he wasn't moving. They wouldn't let us near him, and
Still had his helmet on?
no, his helmet was off. The bike was in like 3 pieces on the floor. Literally, it was one of the craziest. Like, no one deserves to see that. Like, see their one of their best friends in that situation. I think that was a crazy moment for me, and all the rest of my friends, because we was all there. And then the ambulance come and his mum came, his dad come. It was crazy, bro. His mum come, dad come, mum's going crazy, dad's going crazy, and they obviously brought him in an ambulance, but we could see them like trying to revive him there and then.
How do you deal with that at 16? Looking back now, at the time you probably didn't realise it. Probably fuck with your head, but looking back now, did it?
Yeah, I think
it's quite traumatic to see.
Yeah, it was a serious thing. It was very serious. At the time, we knew it was serious. Like, his mum was going crazy. So I think from that moment, we was like, and it wasn't letting her go near him. She was like, I just want to let him know I'm here. Like, and we was like, this is mad. And we went to the ambulance, and then we were all like, obviously got on our bikes, rid to the hospital, which is like 10 minutes away. And then we're all in the hospital. There's like 30, 40 people in the hospital in A&E just waiting.
I know them vibes.
Yeah.
Our culture's the same. Family's the same.
Bro. Like, we're all there, like, we're waiting. And you can see people that are in the A&E, like, crying because they're looking at us and we're distressed. And they're like, bloody hell, 15-year-old boy, like. And they come out to tell, I never forget this, they come out to tell his mum and dad. And they asked them, do you want to come in so we can talk to you? She was like, no, talk here in front of everyone. We're all family. And they said, he didn't make it. And it was crazy, bro. It was like, we was like, what? Like, it was like
surreal.
Yeah. And then his dad said, come and say bye to him.
So you went back in to see him?
Me and 3 of my friends went back in. We was like 3 of his closest friends. We went back in, held his hand. It was crazy, bro. When I look back at it now, I always say now, if someone passed away, touch wood, I don't want to see them like that. Because that's the memory I have in my head of him. Go back in there, and one of my friends is obviously holding his hand going, bro, wake up, man. Like, stop playing now, man. This is like, it was mad, bro, man. It was mad.
Heavy, that.
But, it's something I'll never forget. I don't forget his birthday. I don't forget his memorial. Like, it's something, it's a big part. Even in, like, we were talking about earlier about in-ears.
Yeah.
I have his name on my in-ears and stuff like that. I just try and carry him with me because 15 years old, bro. Like, I've gone and had a whole life after that. And
well, you're double his age now,
his age now, bro. And it's like, he's missed so much, man, over something so stupid. Like, and sad, man. Heartbreaking, bro.
It is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Do you think, is there anything that you act like now, or that has that shaped you as a person now? Any changes you think of, you might not have noticed them, but sort of when you act a certain way now, do you think, oh, that's because of that?
Yeah, I overthink everything. No, mate, I was like that before, but I was a bit paranoid before, but now I'm 10 times more paranoid. Like, I never rode my bike again after that. I sold my bike.
Have you got a motorbike now? No.
No. I sold my moped. Like, my partner on my moped tied it up and never rode it again after that day. And then I sold it. Actually, wow. I'm lying. I rode it for a video. My first ever video called Hometown.
Yeah.
And I mentioned him in it, and I rode my moped like maybe 30 yards.
Just for the film?
Yeah, and I've never ever rode it again. I sold it after that. And it was crazy. I was like, I'm never getting on the bike again. No one could ever make me get on the bike. Yeah, I was like, because when you see the bike broken out, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. But yeah, it definitely changed me. Definitely changed me as a person. I just overthink everything.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's quite a traumatic thing there. I've come across it a couple of times. One, because when I was really young, we lost he was like a family friend, but we used to call him a cousin. He died in a car accident. Wow. And he was quite mangled, and they kind of had half his face rebuilt by wax for the funeral, because I didn't realise I was a nipper then. I was like 10 years old. I didn't realise in Turkish funerals that you can have the casket open. So at his funeral, similar to you, I'm waiting, and then at the end my dad like holds my hand like to say let's go, and I'm walking out, no one gave me a heads up, but everyone's walking past the casket.
And you looked in.
I remember looking in, and like, obviously the person's got no colour, they're white, half of his face was kind of bruised and human, and half where it was wax, it was perfect. And as you said, I've probably spent, no banter, probably 5 years, I couldn't get that image out of my head. So every time I thought of that person, I thought of that. And it's hard to get over that.
No, it's hard.
It's hard.
Even at the funeral, like, same thing. You had an open
casket, yeah.
And I remember one of our older...
I'll never get that. I'll never get that.
It's crazy, man. I remember one of our older lot in our area, he said to me, because he obviously used to get on to us all the time, like, guys, you guys want to be out, you want to be road boys, like, no, this comes with a cost, like, do you know what I mean? And I remember he said, you guys go up and say goodbye to your friend. This is part of the life. I'm thinking, what? This is not part. This is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I remember going looking, it's like he was plastic.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and like because of obviously the investigation, he didn't get buried straight away. So it just didn't. It didn't look like him, bro. It was crazy.
Slightly more controversial. Yeah. Obviously, you're 16 years old.
Yeah.
The police have knocked your friend off a bike, and he's lost his life.
Yeah.
Do you build any resent to the police from that age because of that reason? If you look back now,
to be honest with you,
or you didn't think like that?
We didn't like police anywhere in the first place. So it didn't really make any difference. Like we didn't. No, it made a difference. But it wasn't like now. Like we didn't understand. Obviously, no one was there, so we didn't know if he had. But it just didn't make sense. Like, how did he come off his bike on a straight road? Doesn't make sense. And then they looked into it, and then I think they did a big investigation. We wasn't really over it. His parents wasn't stuff, but I think the investigation was they boxed him in to the point where he had to come off the bike, and then literally his bikes hit the thing, broke in two, and then it was just like, how can you do that? But I saw it in the police's eyes that day. Like they was just
shocked as well.
They knew they messed up. Like they knew it was probably, oh, we're gonna scare this boy and make him stop.
It's not actually been that long since I don't know how many years, but they've recently changed the rules now on a chase. They don't chase like that anymore.
I remember there was a rule that if you haven't got a helmet on, they can't chase you.
Yeah, and even like a motorbike or a car chase in general, they don't chase as aggressive as they used to, I think, to stop stuff like this happening.
And what's crazy is now, 15 years later, I'm a big man, bro. I look at it like, if he had just stopped, nothing would have happened. He wouldn't even have gone to prison for that. Like,
no, nothing at that
but
age.
At 15, I'm riding off as well. Like, do you know what I mean? If it was me,
18 at 20, you're riding off.
I'm riding off, bro. Like if it was me, I'd have done exactly the same thing. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But you look back at it now as an adult, like, sad, man.
Sad, and just shows how precious life is. And I think the time element is crazy. Whenever I think of anyone that I've lost, you spend a few days or a few weeks, months, whatever, grieving, but the time doesn't wait for anyone.
Doesn't wait.
Like we're talking now, you might not have mentioned it in the last year, 2 years, but it's been 15 years.
15 years, bro.
Gone.
And it's crazy because, like, obviously he's got a little brother, he's got little sisters, like,
I still speak to them, yeah.
I see his little brother all the time. Like,
he look like him.
Looks exactly like him. But it's scary. Like, it's like, this is what your brother would have been. You're what your brother would have been. Like, and I see him and he does his little thing. Like, and it makes me smile. You know, I don't try and like, because obviously when he first died, I think like you think, oh, I've got your little brother, I've got your sisters and stuff like that. But people grow up, people become adults, people have their own lives and stuff. But I always try to just keep an eye on him, make sure he's good, make sure they're not getting in any trouble, and they're good. Like, but
so the Yungens being the older, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, bro, trying, man. But I try not to like overdo it. Like, I just do what I can. Do you know what I mean? And even if that's just a message or a banter, or he messages me, and obviously before that, I'm not doing music and stuff like that. I'm just a boy on the street. Like, do you know what I mean? So
why music? Talk to me about that. How'd you get into music?
To be honest with you, I don't want to say it was an accident because I've always loved music. I've always wanted to make music. I wouldn't say I wanted to be a rapper. I don't think I, unless it was going to be football, I don't think I would have done anything like in the public eye.
Mm-hmm. You play a lot of football growing up?
Yeah, I used to play football growing up proper. Good old stories. Oh yeah, but I just wasn't good enough. I just tell the truth. Yeah. I was probably the star.
You're not one of them that pretend you got injured then.
No. I was probably the star boy coming through school and stuff like that. But then once I get to a certain age and girls and stuff like that, my head wasn't in it. I started making money. I was thinking, what? Like,
I'm not running around.
I'm not getting traded. Man telling me to go and run. I said, I ain't doing that, man. But so. Yeah, I used to love rapping. I used to rap. Like I had like older cousins and that used to rap, and like you look up to them and think, "Wow, you man are sick," and that's like you copy bars and so that's how I got into it. I started recording myself on some little cassette. My sister, I think, got me, and I used to always rap to my friends, like my friend Ham and that you met today. Like, they He's like, bro, like, come on, like, bro, if you're gonna rap, like, rap properly, bro. We don't want to hear you. I'm like, what you think of this bar, though, bro? We don't care, bro. Like, just.
I love it. Well, they're not that into it. Were they?
No, they was into it, but I just
fed up for listening to your shit.
I was just rapping all the time, like, bro, you actually got to do anything with this? And then I made a track called Hometown. I made a track before that, a couple of tracks before that with a couple of my other friends from my other estate, from the other estate around our area. We used to make tunes and mess about, make like videos.
How old are you now? We were talking about Hometown.
Hometown, I was 18.
Okay,
so this is like 2 years after Reese died.
Your dad was a hip hop DJ, no? It says online. Is that real?
Yeah, I think they over exaggerated it online. he was a DJ. He actually met my mum DJing. So,
okay.
Yeah, but he was a DJ, but he was more just like go and do little gigs and that here and there. But
that had an influence a bit on the music, or not really? Not on your music.
It had, not on my music, but it had an influence on music. Like my knowledge of music is massive because of my dad. He had every record. He was like...
So what kind of music would you listen to at 16, 17, 18? Was there a particular artist or genre, or was it like...
Well, I got my dad and then I got 3 sisters above me, so R&B in my house was non-stop. Like, I know bloody every R&B song you could even imagine. So like, when I would meet girls, I would know all the slow jams. How do you know this song? I'm like these times my sisters and my dad. But my dad has every CD you can think of.
Really?
Before he had every record, now he's probably got every CD. Like, the guy's got so much. He's a music man. And proper,
like variety of genres, yeah.
Variety of genres. Now, like, he's proper like into like me and him, he's got my Spotify thing. Yeah. So sometimes I'm in my car, I'm trying to listen to Spotify. I can see he's listening to it. I'm like, what is he listening? He's listening to Buddha, flute, piano. I'm like, this guy, he just loves, he's whatever mood he's in, he's listening to music for that kind of mood. So
who would you say was your biggest inspiration that was already out there doing the music thing when you sort of started doing it?
Probably Craig David.
Man.
Yeah, Craig David. Because he just mixed race. I thought he looked like me. Like, I made my sister put the China bumps in my head.
Mate, the Born to Do It album changed my life, that album.
The guy's the greatest. When I first ever met him, I said, Craig, listen, you're my GOAT, bro. I told him straight. And when I first met him, I met him at Capital Jingle Bell Ball. And obviously I was doing my thing at this point. But I seen him in the hallway and I was like, oh my God, there's Craig. Never felt like this before, right? Anyway, I was like, all right, there's Craig. He's come up, Yungen. I'm like, oh my God, he knows me. Like, this is crazy. We like shook hands and he was just like, bro, I'm a big fan. I was like, oh, this is Craig David. I got on video.
Yeah.
Maybe like if I do a documentary one day, I'll put it in there. But
I love that that you, out of everyone I kind of was expecting you to say, that you said Craig David.
Craig David, man. And he was...
That guy, that album for me, I think gave me confidence a lot of time, especially with the girls.
Yeah,
like you kind of listen to it, it sort of G you up, wouldn't it, to go and speak to someone, or thought you were a bit of a
100%.
bit of a guy. I'm just thinking now, when's this podcast going to go out? Okay, cool. So one of my biggest goals has always been, when I got into the music scene, like into the entertainment industry, it was to book Craig.
Sick.
Always one of my things. And finally, as you know, next year's Samfest headliner is Craig David, TS5, which is an amazing set.
Yeah, it's unbelievable,
insane. Like, he's singing over Whitney Houston tracks. He's doing all sorts.
He's the GOAT, man.
I can say it now. We announce it this Sunday.
Sick.
So today, what's the date today? 21st.
Yeah.
So this Sunday we announce it. Sick. Obviously you're on the lineup as well.
Sick, yeah,
so when I messaged you saying you want to play in Craig's headlining, you were secretly buzzing.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Listen, he brought me like a year later. He booked me like to come and perform at Ibiza with him.
Yeah.
Like,
when he's doing Ibiza Rocks?
TS5. He's like, come bro, perform. Like, it's all my, when I met him that day, when I first met him, he was like, we should get in the studio. I'm thinking, I hear this all the time. Like, He hooked it up. We got in the studio. We made a tune together. We made tunes together. I was thinking, and I'm in there and I'm like, I was so clear with him. Like, bro, I'm a fan. Like, I was so clear with him. I was like, I don't want to play this down. Like, bro, I'm a fan. He was like, oh, what's your favorite record? And I was like, Once in a Lifetime. He was like, no way. I was like, yeah. And we were singing it back together. I'm like, I remember leaving going, bloody hell, I'm with Craig.
Yeah, that's mad. I'm a bit of a fanboy of his as well. So I'm looking forward. I've never met him.
Never met him.
Nah, never.
Nicest guy you're ever gonna meet. I promise
I've seen him perform, but like he's from Southampton as well, which is the mad thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Literally up the road.
Nicest guy you're ever gonna meet. I promise you. Like, you know when sometimes you meet like your people that you look up to or your idols or superstars and they let you down? Nah, man. He's a
You said you made some tracks with him. Did they ever release?
Yeah, we put out a song called Intimate.
When was that? I don't remember that.
When did we put it out?
I'd have buzzed off that.
18, 19. Yeah, check it
I'll
out.
look
We
at
done a
that
video
after.
and everything.
With Craig?
Yeah, Craig. Yeah, check it out.
I'll have a look at
Check
that.
it out, man. We done a video, and even when we done the video shoot, he had a flight. I'll never forget this. This little stuff I take from people I look up to as well. We done a video shoot, and we done a video shoot at Barbers.
Yeah.
So we like created this barber theme, and he had a flight to catch. So he was like, "Oh, I've got to leave at this time." I was like, "Cool, obviously." And obviously people are seeing that Craig David and Yungen are filming the video in a barbershop. So we've got like loads of people outside. So he's leaving now, and they was like, "Come, you got to catch your flight, Craig." He stayed and took a picture of everyone.
Wow.
He's talking to everyone. I'm like, "Craig, no, go. Like, you got to catch your, I don't want to be the reason you don't catch your flight." He said, "Nah, man." He's talking to people. I'm like,
He seems very humble from kind of the outside
proper
still.
guy, man. Proper guy.
So your music career, I'm trying to think. The first thing obviously was the Hometown video.
Yeah.
But I think the first thing I remember of you was probably the F64 freestyle on SBTV.
Yeah.
And you had that, I had the same fucking t-shirt
Yeah,
as you.
t-shirt.
Was it Zara or some shit? I don't know where it was
Top
from.
Man, it was
Top
Top
Man or
Man,
something.
yeah.
I remember that same t-shirt. SBTV, he done a lot for the scene, didn't he, Jamal?
He done a lot for me.
You obviously met him then.
Yeah, 100%. He was a massive, massive part of my career. One of probably the most important people in my career. Because before I done the F64, I done a warm-up session with him. So he basically used to like do these warm-up sessions for more the new up-and-coming artists. And obviously if you did well on there, he would like, you go and do F64 or whatever. And he reached out to me. I thought it was fake. Like, he messaged me on Facebook and he was like, "Yo, do you want to come and do a warm-up session?" I was like, "Well, yeah, of course." Like, but these times so crazy. I did the Hometown video and I done one more song with Sneakball. And like, I didn't like cameras. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to, but I just knew this was an opportunity I couldn't like miss.
Of course.
And he come and he shot it. And I remember thinking that I don't even know if he liked it. I don't even know if he was rating it. He was literally in this area in Acton, like by a fence. We shot this warm-up session. I left and I remember thinking, I don't know if he was rating, man. And he messaged me after, "Bro, that was so sick. Like, it's coming out to this date." I was like, oh my God. Like, and then it come out and I was like, I was getting so much love. And then he asked me back to do the F64, but he was giving me so much advice on, he was like, "Oh, XL, the record label, have asked me about you." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, like, what do you want me to do?" Da, 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 da. And he was just, I'm not going to say what he was saying, but he was kicking mad knowledge. Don't let this person take the mick out of you. If they're saying that, come back to me. And I was just like, "Yo, why are you helping me?" Like, it was mad. I didn't know why he was helping me. He didn't even want anything, bro. Like, it was just genuine. And
He did a lot for the scene, that guy.
yeah, and so crazy. I shot a video this year called Pop Star, and I wanted to just like recreate scenes, and I got him to come down and pretend like he was shooting my F64 again.
Wow.
And that was in January this year. And we shot that and he called me. He was like, "Yeah," he's going, "Bro." He said to me, "Bro, like, look at this now. Look at you now. Like, look at the confidence." Like,
Mad.
and I was like, "Bro." And I was like, "Bro, thank you for coming." I asked him to do one thing. I haven't asked him to, and he come and done it, man. And that was literally the start of this year. And yeah, that's an important person for me. And I think the whole UK scene, I would say.
Definitely. I think he's going to be missed. And when we had Ironic on, he sort of spoke really highly of him as well.
Yeah. Top man.
When's that Popstar video out? Is it out?
It's out.
I think I've seen that actually.
Yeah, that come out at the start of the year. So that was on my that was my last project that I'd done with my label.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So looking at the history of your music career, 2012 you joined Play Dirty.
Yeah.
2013 your mixtape comes out, topic of discussion.
Yeah.
2014, this is probably a big highlight. You support Naughty Boy World Tour.
Yes. Yeah.
Australia, all sorts of places, right?
Yeah, Australia.
Getting jetted around. What was that like?
It was crazy, bro. And I was someone I never ever left. Like, apart from going to Jamaica, like where I'm from, where my family's from, I never used to go nowhere. Like, so I remember like probably my 5th flight in my life or whatever. I'm going to Australia on tour with Naughty Boy.
Would you say that was probably one of the first like things where you thought, "Fucking hell, I'm doing this thing. Like, it's real." Would you say?
Yeah, it was mad.
That thing?
It was a bit surreal, a bit surreal. Like, and I don't know if you've ever met Naughty Boy.
No, I've not met him. No.
Naughty is one of the most amazing, craziest people you ever meet in your life. Like, he's a superstar just in his own way, but he's just real creative, but very like spontaneous.
Okay.
Like, he's his way. He's in his own bubble. It's like, I got so much love for Nui. Obviously, he's brought me on tour, so
Yeah.
And just even going on that tour, no one knowing me and stuff like that, I think that helped me so much performance-wise as well. I think like nowadays, a lot of people come through, have a hit, and they've never had a background of performing, so it's hard. You know what I mean? But I got to tour the world before anyone even knew me. I had to work a crowd and stuff like that. So one of the biggest blessings. Yeah, it was amazing.
2015, nominated for Best Newcomer Mobo.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Yeah, that was sick. That was sick. Now I look back at it, it was very sick because obviously you go up and you watch the Mobos, and obviously Cretton Conan won the year before. So yeah, it was a big thing for me, man. It was a big thing for me.
2016 again, Radio BBC One Extra named Yungen hottest new artist to watch in 2016. So this is like your period now, isn't it?
Yeah.
14 to...
Yeah, because I got signed in the end of 2015.
By Sony?
By Sony, yeah. So it was...
That must be like the ultimate for any artist, signed by Universal or Sony or, you know, some...
But then you think, I signed a record over last change. It's done. It's over. I'm signed. I'm good. You don't realise that's where the work starts. But yeah, I signed 2015. So that period was... It just felt like... You know, when you sign that record deal, you feel like I've finally, like, I'm a rapper now, like, I'm a musician.
And I suppose you have a little bit of money then as well.
100%.
Because they've probably given you some sort of signing on bonus. So it's probably the first time you're sort of like, okay, now I can make this work for living wise.
Yeah, 100%.
That's mad. That is mad.
Yeah.
You've worked with people like Stormzy, Wretch 32, Crept, Conan. What are they like? What's that like? Was that surreal for you?
Yeah, it was sick. It's mad. There's different things because like when I worked with Storms, so funny, me and Storms, when we was first coming up, he was actually rapping before me, and one of our mutual friends, a guy called Miz, he went to the same school as Storms. So he used to always say, yo, you need to make a tune with my brethren Stormzy. So like we linked, and this is before anyone knew us, you know, like none of us are online or nothing. And we used to talk and like, yeah, we'll link up and make tunes. And then he kind of went first. And he used to put out videos on YouTube. I was like, right, this guy's hard. And then I come and I kind of like went before him, like, and just became a bit bigger.
You got your break before.
I got my break before him. Yeah. So I remember like me and him chatting, and I remember him, like going, Young's like, he used to always big me up, bro. Like, I love what you're doing, bro. You know, everyone can see Storms is a great guy, you know what I mean? So he used to always big me up, and he's like, I'm coming. Like, and then he comes and has his break, and then around that time, that's when we made the tune. So like we're linking up and we're both coming and about to go. And it was sick, man. It was just sick. Like, and obviously it was an organic relationship. So the Storms relationship was sick. Same with Cretton and Conan, like, in my area, they was always the top rappers and everyone knew them. Like, they was on your phones when you was in school. So when we linked up and I joined Play Dirty and stuff like that, it was big for me, you know what I mean? Massive for me. And even just on the level of ability, it improved me because they were so good. And we was the same style of rapper. Like, so they always made me want to go be better. Wretch is in rap, my GOAT, like...
Yeah, Wretch, I think, is massively underrated.
He's my GOAT, man. Like, I watch that guy and I think, how you think of that? Like,
you know some of them fire in the booths as well.
So the guy's unreal, man. He's unreal, man. But even just him as a person, though, as well, always showing me love, man. Always just, he messaged me, yo, you good? Like, just even up to this day, bro, he would message me, how you, bro? Everything all right? Like, he's a proper big bro, man, and just working with him, the guys is just different, man. I'm real, man. Yeah,
Stormzy, that's next to I want to book.
Yeah,
that's like another one of my like bucket list bookings.
Sick. You meet Storms is a guy, man. He's got that Craig thing as well. Like, he's just warm in person. Do you know what I mean? Genuinely,
it seems like it. It does seem like it. Yeah. 2016, this little beef.
I thought you was gonna say something else, but
what do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you was gonna say something about the grab thing, but
no, I was gonna say about the beef of Chip.
Okay, yeah.
Why did that? Is that done now? Squashed?
Yeah, that's fair. It's been done.
And is it? You see a lot of these diss things, tracks going on. Are they real?
Real as in like
as in because I just think of it from a commercial. As a businessman, I'm a promoter, right? So if we're both rappers and we want to make some good PR, there's no such thing as bad PR. Yeah. We might link up and go, look, let's go for each other a little bit.
It definitely wasn't that. No, it definitely wasn't that. But yeah, we had our back and forth. I don't remember how many tracks it was now.
It was good to watch for us lot because you're making some fire, both of you.
It was fun as well. I enjoyed it. Honestly, like when I look back at it now, like that's a moment in history in UK rap grime history. In the moment, it felt it felt massive. Like, it felt like everybody was talking about it. even walking down the road, people was like, bloody hell, what's going on? Even now, I get it, like, people were like, oh, you still got at it with, like, I'm like, no, that was 6 years ago, guys.
People enjoy that. People
enjoyed it. And it was fun, man.
When you're in this sort of like loggerheads with another rapper, is it always music? Is it pen and paper? Or is there never like the fear of you walking down the street and something actually happened physically?
No, not in that situation. That's obviously the only situation I've ever been in.
Yeah.
But in that, like, in a rap,
you listen to like the LA rappers, and in the old days that that it would start like that and it would end as we've seen. Of course.
It
wasn't. You never felt like that with that
one.
One. Wireless.
Yes. Was that year as well?
That was 2017.
17. Yeah.
16.
No, 16. I done wireless as well. Actually.
16. What I've got is you release Comfy.
Yeah, so that's what I thought you was going to say originally, because I did Comfy in January.
Yeah. I need to come back to that. And then also Take My Number with Angel.
Yes.
I rate Angel.
Yeah. Oh, he's so talented. I always say.
But he dips in and out, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's so great. And do you know what? It's so mad. I was on a TV show the other day, and someone asked me about Young Bane. Yeah. And they was like, "Where's Young Bane?" And I'm like, and I was like, it frustrates me because I'm a Young Bane fan.
Yeah,
so I'm like, bro, I want the music, but I don't actually know why he's not releasing or whatever. It could be political, label wise or whatever. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
But as a fan, you want people to release. So I don't know the situation with Angel, so I want to say that first. But I think he's so great, and he's such a musician. He's a perfectionist. Like, he'll be playing me. He sent me a record, I think it was a year ago now. I'm like, guy, how is this not out? This is crazy, bro.
It's for me, it's the melodic sound. It's why I rate Be Young as well, because a lot of Turkish music's quite melodic.
Yeah.
So I think subliminally growing up, it's been programmed into me. So when I hear the melody, I think something come out recently, Bad by Angel.
Yeah.
Banger. But he hasn't brought anything out for years, and then he just drops one.
He's got a record that he just dropped out of nowhere. Blessings.
Yeah, Blessings. Yeah. And that one. So there's like 2-year gaps in between.
How are you just coming out of the blue and dropping this monster? He is a very, very special talent. I feel like I can say I think the UK are letting him down.
Yeah.
I think they're letting him down. I also feel that Western. I think the UK are letting Western down. I think these guys are making great music. These guys are in America or somewhere. I don't even want to big up and say, oh, America, but if they were somewhere else, I think it would be appreciated more.
I agree.
Yeah. On a wider scale, I think.
What do you think that's down to? Like stuff like record labels, politics?
Yeah, I don't say all people, because I think there's people in the record labels now that get it. Because I know people that are in positions that get it. I just think the audience in the UK is so much smaller as well. Like, it's so. I learned that when I had some of my hit records and I'm performing in Yeovil. And they don't know all the 8 on nothings and all that. They're just there to see me do Bestie. And as time went on, I realized that just having them hits, okay, there's another place that's not my community that listens to this music. Do you know what I mean? So
I think I get this when we book artists for Halo, for the club.
Yeah.
So like, I'll book an artist, it might be a house DJ, might be a grime artist, whatever. And I always gauge it on what my missus says. Yeah. Because my missus and her friends not necessarily listen to any of that scene heavily, but they'll listen to what's in the charts.
Yes.
So as you said, so if I said Yungen, they'd go Bestie.
Bestie, of course. And
they want to hear that track.
Yeah.
When we book Gorgon City, let's say, DJs, their sets are quite deep, quite tech house.
Yeah.
But or Second City, another one.
Yeah.
His sets are very deep. But all the girls that come along were expecting him to play that I Want to Feel kind of sound.
Of course.
Then they're like shocked. They're like, oh, I didn't really rate him. Well, he's a great DJ. It's because you're just listening to his chart stuff and you're not actually into the sound.
100%. But sorry, going back though, I think what I was saying about performance-wise, going back and performing on tour with Naughty Boy, it opened my mind and I remember on that tour in Australia, Tiny Temple was on it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this. Tiny said to me, no, we went on with Naughty, we performed, and then Tiny was on after us, and he was like, "You watching?" And I was like, "Yeah." So make sure you watch. And I was like, "Yeah, no, of course." And I watched, and I was like, "Oh, this is why he told me make sure you watch." Like, we're in Australia, the other side of the world. He's doing hit.
Banger after banger.
They're going crazy. They know every word. I'm like, we're in Australia. That opened my mind. I think that's what maybe allowed me to go and do a Bestie, because I realized, it's bigger than
that's one thing.
Area.
And he gets slated a lot, Tiny, but that's one thing he done. He's just got a catalogue of hits.
Brother, listen, one thing, as a music person, he gets slated like you're saying, and people just, oh yeah, he just. Tiny has always been this artist. Yeah, I think because where he's come from.
Yeah.
Tiny made Wifey Rhythm. He was the guy that bust with. That wasn't a normal grime song. He bust with Wifey Rhythm.
Yeah.
So when you actually deep it, he's always been that kind of artist. But then he goes on and has hits. If it wasn't for Tiny, a lot of us wouldn't be here having success right now. And I still say it to this day. You go anywhere up Middle England and put any rapper back to back with him, he's spanking them.
Really?
Yeah, half an hour. And he's the best performer.
Yeah.
You watch him perform and hear with DJ Charlesy to get on.
Yeah, they're sick. They headlined Year One Samfest, and we've had Tiny and Charlesy at Halo as well.
Sick.
It was amazing.
They're sick, man.
Amazing. And you can sing every lyrics, every song.
Every song.
That's the trick, I think.
100%.
If you're going to leave like a legacy or a...
100%. In 20 years, people will look back, they'll remember Pass Out, they'll remember Written in the Stars, they'll remember all of these songs. So I think now as the scene's changing and songs in the scene now, like you could put a harder record out now and it be successful. Them times, even when I first come through, you couldn't do that. You think you could put a drill song out and you go number one? Impossible. Like
some of the tracks now are very heavy. Like some of the newcomers as well. When I listen to my little cousins, what they're listening to.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
There's females, like little 15, 16-year-old females listen to some heavy stuff. Like, fucking hell, I didn't even listen to this.
The game's changed. It's growth though. It's growth, and everyone has to, like, sometimes I even think, I'm a person, I study the game. So I'm like, and I got nephews and I'm like, what are you lot listening to? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I do a tune with it, nah, I'm not really rating my man. I said, okay, cool. So I'm saying, what they said about me in school then? Uncle, they're saying you're gone, man. You're pop. Like I said, what they saying? Yeah, you're gone. You're
commercial.
Gone. Yeah, like, and I'm like, what? And I'm Bestie and I'm pop. Yeah, it's crazy.
But Bestie, I mean, your most successful song, right?
Yeah.
Top 10 UK singles chart.
Yeah, crazy.
Mad.
Crazy, man.
First platinum single, Feb 2018.
Yeah. That actually went platinum in less than a year.
Wow.
Yeah, less than a year.
What was it like working with Bane?
Oh, sick, man. Do you know why it was so sick? He was just breaking through. And I felt like I saw it early. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? I was like, this guy's a superstar. I was watching he had a song out. Obviously, I knew his record, a couple of his records before, but he had the song out. He did the Ed Sheeran remix of Shape of You.
Oh, and he performed that at Samfest.
Oh, the way he was acting in the video, I was like, who is this guy? How are you like so confident? Like,
yeah.
So, like, luckily he was managed by a guy called G Fresh. That was someone I like grew up listening to and worked with musically as well. And I was like, bro, hook us up. Like, and funny story, I don't know if I've told this before, but I had finished Bestie before I gave it to Bane.
Really?
So it had a whole nother hook on it. And I was kind of singing-y, kind of, yeah.
Right, so the bit where it goes, you're my bestie, but that was completely different before you give it to Bane.
Completely different. So I'd given it to Bane, but I said, a G said to me, send him one without the hook first.
Okay.
Yeah? So I went, all right, cool. I sent him it without the hook and I went to the studio to meet him. So he got to the studio for me and I sent it to him and I said, yeah, I'll meet you there. I got there, as soon as I walked in, I tell her she my bestie. I was like, oh my God, this is mad.
Wow.
He was like, what do you reckon? I said, no, this is it. He was like, no, I said, no, this is it. Like, this is it. He was like, all right, cool, let me do my verse. And then he went and did his verse and then that was it.
Wow.
And I was like, this, he's like, I said, this is it, trust me. And then.
It's very catchy.
Yeah, and then I just was going on tour. So just after that, after we made that record, I was like, come on tour with me. And I brought him on tour. And I was like, let's perform it on tour and test it out. Even when I brought him on tour and I saw how he was as a performer, bro, I was like, this guy's a superstar, man. But yeah, it was sick, man. It was sick working with him.
I rate Bane.
He's very, very, very talented, man.
All his tracks as well. He brings a random one out and it still bangs, I feel. It maybe doesn't get as big as it should do, but I find it on Spotify and I still...
If he has the right run again, and I honestly believe this, if he comes back, which he will come back, and if he has the right run again, I believe he could be maybe the biggest rapper or artist, singer, whatever they want to put him under in the scene. I think he's got the star quality and he's got the music.
He dropped off for a little bit. Yeah. And then we booked him. We've had him a few times at Halo and a few times at Samfest actually. He's done, I think, 3. Sick. Because he's just so good.
So good, bro.
And I remember speaking to him, I think last year or year before when he was at Samfest. I said, everything all right? I said, you've been a bit quiet lately on socials. You've been a bit quiet. He said, yeah, I'm just doing my thing. But I agree with you. I think if he comes back...
Bro, he's special, man. He's special, man. And Yeah, he knows I have high hope for him, bro. I'm on him all the time. I'm like, bro, where is it, bro? Where is it? I'm gonna leak it because a lot of time I'm like, bro, I'm gonna leak it. Where is it?
We talk about having gaps. There's a few years where you kind of weren't making a bit of music as well.
Yeah, probably in the last couple of years. Yeah.
Why is that? You just having a break, or you?
So if I'm dead honest with you, so where are we at now? So 2000. Obviously, I was on a run. I done Bestie, and then after Bestie, everything completely changed for me. When I done Bestie, I was actually like building into doing an album, and obviously Bestie come out and it explodes, and then obviously I'm in a label situation, and like we need to follow this up, next single, and then the next single.
Do they pressure quite a bit then?
Not. I don't want to say they pressure,
but they try and capitalize when you're on the run.
Yes.
Yeah, which is the right thing to do commercially.
100%. But I have always been in full control. Always. My labels never said make this or make that. Or
is that the same with most artists, or are you unique in that sense?
I think I'm maybe unique in that sense. I'll be honest with you. So basically, when I signed in 2015, I signed because of a guy called Barry Burt. He was the A&R at the time at Sony, and he signed me. And I didn't sign because I was signing to Sony. I signed because he got it. He was on the same page as me. I had like other people like trying to sign me, but I was like, no, this guy gets it. He was like, yeah, you see when you made that tune, I was like, how do you even know that song?
Yeah.
Like no one knows that song.
Proper music.
Yeah. And I was like, no, this guy gets it. And then he left within a year of me being at Sony. But I said, whoa, guys, he needs to still A&R me. So he was A&Ring me, but from out the building.
Privately?
No, so he was A&Ring me as an A&R consultant. So he was still working for Sony, but not in the building.
Got you.
But it felt like he was just on my team. It didn't feel like, usually an A&R is it's supposed to be me, A&R, label. He's meant to be the middle ground. It didn't feel like that because he wasn't in the building anymore. So it just felt like he was just part of my team, which made it hard. I think made it hard because he's not, it sounds like whenever we're bringing something to the label, we're bringing it to the label rather than we're bringing it to Barry. Barry's bringing it to the label. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
So, but the head of the label, a new head of the label, come in 2017 just before I done Bestie, and he was great, man. He didn't really pressure me. He didn't like. He was cool. Anything I asked for, he would like give it to me or whatever. But it was after Bestie, there's pressure in it. Like,
of course.
I have a massive record like that. To be honest, they probably didn't expect me to have that record. Like what I got signed for, and they didn't expect that. Like, and no rap. It was massive. I signed 2015 before rappers are going platinum. Only rappers that are going platinum for that are tiny and stuff like that. So I get signed, I go platinum in 8 months or whatever it was. It was massive. And they like follow it up, and then I do the Jess Glynn record. I think I did a record in between that. I did a track with Mr. Easy.
Yes.
But I always had that. So that was always the plan. So I was always going to go Bestie, All Night with Mr. Easy. And the song I did with Jess Glynn, I already had it. But we was trying to find the right person for it or whatever. And then I go and do that. And then that record probably didn't do as well as the label thought. Obviously, Jess Glynn, all she was getting was number ones.
Yeah.
But then that taught me so much about music because my audience and her audience, it wasn't the same audience. And I realized that as soon as the record come out, I realized, my fans don't know who Jess Glynn is. So I'm like, I remember I did, it's so crazy, I did a sit down and I was showing my fans, like some of my core fans, I brought them down to the label, I showed them the video early. They was looking at me like I was crazy. I never forget it. I remember saying to Ham, like, I'm not sure if they're sure about this one, you know? Like, but it's a banger, like, I'm not.
Yeah.
But then I thought, oh my God, like when I do a tune with Bane, they get that. He's from my world.
The sound is similar as well.
Yeah, and it just becomes commercial. We wasn't trying to make a commercial. And like I said, with the record I did with Jess, I already done the record. Same with like Bestie, I already done it. But I think it was kind of like, I think people felt like we was going for it with that
trying
one.
To make it a number one or platinum or
exactly. And I think
trying too hard maybe.
It lost maybe when you listen back to it now. It's a massive record,
huge track.
But yeah, I think that's what it missed. And then that made me realize, yo, we're never doing that again. We never
stay authentic effectively.
Yeah, like really. And don't get me wrong, it was sick working with Jess Glynn. Like when I tell like my mom's friends like I got a record with Jess Glynn, it's sick. Don't get twisted. She's massive and brilliant to even be able to say that, have that on my CV that I've worked with her. Yeah, man. She obviously she's a superstar. So
she's mega.
Yeah.
music scene. I want to talk to you about the music scene. Obviously it's changed since when you started to now.
Yeah.
Do you think the culture and like, I was speaking to Ham about this earlier when you were getting ready.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes the violence and the culture, etc. Do you think that's got worse since you started?
Nah. Are you mean like the lyrics and the music?
Lyrics and music I feel are similar, but I feel like what's going on within that whole scene, or what effect it's having maybe in society and in the public, the people that are listening to it.
Yeah.
Do you think people are getting more caught up in those lyrics now than they were in the old days? I feel like the scene as a whole seems to be getting more pop and commercial and better.
Yeah.
It's growing. It's growth. The growth is there. But I feel like, and I'm not blaming this on the scene, but I feel like society in general, the youngsters are getting rougher. They're using weapons. There's a lot of blade stuff going on. There's a lot of...
But do you know what's crazy? Sorry to cut you. You know what's crazy? When I was 14, 15, I felt like the knife thing and stuff like that was so big then.
Really?
Yeah, like I remember like, I used to feel like everyone had a knife. Honestly, like I'd be on the bus, I'd see a group of youths and I think, oh my God, like, because they must have a knife on them. Like if they try and rob me, it's gonna...
I said this to Ham though, I think depending where you live, like some places were obviously always a little bit like that.
Yes.
But when I'm talking, I'm probably talking from a position of like comfort because I'm talking from Bournemouth.
Yes.
So when I talk about Bournemouth, like if you, I don't know how to describe it without offending anyone, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to try my best.
Yeah.
If you look at like some of the kids that are rolling about now in the gardens in Bournemouth, right?
Yeah.
They're 14, they're 15, they're 16. They're from extremely wealthy families.
Yeah.
They've never had hardship. They've never had to be on the road.
Yeah.
But they're wearing ballies.
Yeah.
Because the scene is telling you to wear a bally.
Yeah, do you know
the
what?
scene, do you see what I'm trying to get at? So
I get what you're saying. Because it's weird.
And now they're intimidating.
Yeah.
Mate. You're walking through, and there's 15-year-olds, and I promise you, if I went boo, they'd run.
Yeah.
But when you're walking through in the dark, and they've all got ballies on, they're all in black, and you're sort of thinking, fucking hell.
It's crazy you say that because my nephew, I have a nephew, he's 14. But he's a footballer. I don't want to really say what team he plays for, but he's in an academy, he's doing his thing.
Doing well.
The other day, he had a ski mask on.
There you go.
I wear a ski mask, yeah? Why I'm wearing a ski mask is because I don't want anyone to know it's me. Like, and obviously, it's now become a fashion to wear ski masks. The other day, he was wearing a ski mask and he put up a Snapchat and he had the ski mask on and he just did a little thing and it reminded me at 15. I said, take that ski mask off immediately. And I don't ever want to be that uncle and tell him what to wear. But I saw it. And like I said, he's following what's popular. He's a good kid.
Yeah, but they all are.
They all are.
Generally speaking.
And if you say to him right now, like, what happens if a youth come down with a knife? What would you?
A real youth comes along, tries to...
He's like, I'm blowing out. He would tell you, like, I'm not on that. Uncle, I'm a footballer. He would tell you, like, I play football. Right? He's such an honest kid, but he wears a ski mask.
Yeah.
Or he would like cover his face in pictures. And I'm like, but then I feel like I'm contradicting myself because I was doing that. Worse. Like, I was actually involved in doing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. It's become popular. It's become pop.
It's like, probably more, I think you've nailed it there. It's not the fact that it wasn't happening, it's just become
popular.
More popular.
Yeah,
so more people are...
Exactly. It's become obviously...
It's less niche now, isn't it?
Yeah, because drill music is charting. It's top 10. I don't even use drill music, just rap music. UK rap music. Young boys that are coming from unfortunate backgrounds and are street or have a certain way are doing well.
Yeah. So
the kids in, like you said, Bournemouth or Yeovil or whatever.
Yeah, like the random little towns that never would have that scene.
Yeah, can we order these ski masks? Can we wear these ski masks? They don't understand, yo, you look intimidated bro. Like, do you know what I mean? But
like, and there genuinely is a little bit of a, there's a knife crime issue going on within the UK at the moment. And it's even in Bournemouth, there isn't a week, I should say, a day was probably scaremongering that you could open the local newspaper and not see that someone stabbed someone in Bournemouth. And that's really rare. It might not be from the cities, Manny or whatever, Birmingham, Liverpool, London, but it's rare for down here. So I guess it's just like, I'm not blaming the music. It's just, it all kind of goes, the culture goes hand in hand a little bit. And obviously people are wearing a certain outfits and everyone's getting a little bit intimidated. But I'm going to have kids one day. You might have kids one day.
Same.
So you're sort of thinking to yourself, how do we address this situation now? How do we tackle it?
I feel it with my nephews. Like with my nephews, I actually...
Are they in London?
Yeah, they're in London. So I actually have, boy, my brothers and sisters have been at it. I think I've got, I think I've got 11 nephews.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are 13, 14, 15.
That kind of age now.
Yeah. One of them's 20, about to turn 21. And even the one that's 20 that's about to turn 21, Matt, my sister has done a great job with him and he's growing up. But then he becomes 17, 18, he becomes his own man. Mm-hmm. He starts looking at me, even me, and starts thinking, oh yeah, but my uncle was doing it. My uncle was rapping about that.
Yeah.
Like, so, no, but I'm here now to show you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But obviously he's a lot closer to me in age, but my nephews that are now 14, 15, I try to like, yo, one of my, like I say, my nephew that plays football, I have him on Find My iPhone. Like, not because I want to control him or...
Just to keep safety.
I don't even... Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, like, one time he was out, must have been, he's 14, he must have been about 9:30. He was in West End, in central London. I'm thinking, what are you doing in West End? But I think, if I message him every minute, he's doing something... So I left him.
You got to let him, yeah.
The next day I said, oh, what was you doing in Central? Like, he's like, oh, I was at the cinema. I was like, all right. Who's you with? Oh, no. All right, cool. Because you just got to let him be, but it's scary.
It is scary.
I feel like they're like my nephews, they're like my little brothers. I'm like, I don't want them to get caught up in anything, but I make it very clear with them. Any young people I meet, all right, the rose is dead. Yeah. The roads are dead. My whole life I grew up, all my friends are street, all my friends are been to jail. My friend Reese died on his bike at 16. You don't even have to actually be in violence to be passing away. Do you know what I mean? And I've had friends shot dead, stabbed, killed. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's dead. When you actually look at it and how many people make it out, it's not a lot, man.
But this is kind of what I was saying. I feel like when you get to that point where you've got a good social platform, you got to send the right message out, which 100%. Is kind of what you're saying there. Yeah. You're already doing that. We have some responsibility, I feel, as as adults or as musicians or as promoters or whatever, to kind of steer the newcomers in the right direction the best 100%. We can.
And it's hard as well. Like, just being a rapper as well, it's hard because when I'm rapping, I want to talk about my life. I want to talk about my past. I want to talk about my experience. And rappers, it's extravagant. It's sometimes when you're rapping, it's like you're boasting about the street stuff or it's glamorized. You're glamorizing it.
You have to because you're trying to sell records.
Of course.
Like the films are glamorizing it.
And like, to be honest with you, like I'm not going to say the artist, but we was listening to like one of our favorite artists coming up on the way up here, and he's saying things, that's street stuff.
Yeah.
He said, man, this guy's the coldest, man. Like, but it's, the way he's saying it, it's like, bro, this is cold. But my friend Ham that you met, he's never involved in street stuff in his life. He grew up on my estate.
Yeah.
He's never been involved. He's got his own I've been one of my best friends since I was 7 years old. He's never followed me.
He actually said when we were at the hotel, he said, I might sit in on the podcast. I said, why? He goes, because I've known him from day and I want to see if he says the truth or not. I want to see how he tells you the stories because I reckon.
Listen, I'm here to tell the truth, bro. But someone like Ham, he never got drawn out. No one could, no matter what we was doing, he was on his own thing. Like, nah, man.
I respect that. That takes a lot of strength.
As I grow up, I realized, bro, you knew what the right thing was from then.
Yeah.
Where we was getting caught up and trying to be cool and, do you know what I mean? So
I've read somewhere that you were enlisted by the Mayor of London for the campaign against knives.
Yeah, I went and done the talk in Brixton.
Is that something close to your heart, that whole knife thing that we've been chatting about? Or is it just you just wanted to kind of...
Yeah, like, obviously I've had friends that have been killed, innit? And from the knife crime or from shootings or whatever. So when I got asked to do it, I was like, yeah, it's in the area I grew up in. It wasn't more like, the mayor was, I was doing the whole mayor thing. It wasn't really like that. It was just more to go down and
Who
see.
Who are you talking to? The kids, like the youngsters?
So funny. You know the artist Dino?
Yeah.
He was one of the kids in the school at the time.
No way.
Crazy. But I was more like going to just see where the kids' heads at. But the reality is I went there and I'll never forget it. Like, I went and done it and we didn't really do much speaking, to be honest with you. We were talking about what they think of it and what they want to do. And most of the kids that turn up are not the bad kids. No. Because why are they going to turn up?
Yeah.
Like, so it, in quote unquote, it's irrelevant anyway, doing stuff like that. I don't think it's irrelevant, but the bad kids are not turning up to anti-knife crime because Youngen's going to be there. They're not going to turn up, bro.
I hear you. You're probably not getting the right people when you do those talks.
100%.
You're getting the people that are already kind of on the fence or on the good sort of like behaved side.
Because I'll be honest, at 14, 15, if I don't know,
I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah,
and I'm not
Tiny
even.
Temper said,
yeah.
I'm doing an anti-dad crowd. I'm like, I ain't going to that. What am I going to that for?
Not at that age.
Not at that age. You have your own. You think you're an adult. You think like, do you know what I mean? I think more so. I think for me, I think my way of helping is to try and show the younger kids, the younger youths, like like there's a different ways to make money now. Look at my man on YouTube. Like, look at KSI.
KSI, yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's got more money than all of us. Let's cut the rubbish. Like,
yeah.
You like playing games? Go on YouTube. I say to my nephew all the time, you're on FIFA every single day. Do you want a camera for Christmas? Like, let's do this. Like,
that's the future.
That's the future, bro. And I said to my sisters, don't badger them about being on the game every day. Make them monetize it. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's the difference. That you don't have to go out and sell drugs or to make money anymore.
It's changed. The internet has changed the game. Yeah.
So that's what I would always. That would be my input all the time. I don't want to tell a young boy, yo, bro, you shouldn't be on the roads. Like, I don't know what his life is. I don't know who his estate's got problems with. Because no one ain't telling me that at 14, 15. But I always want to tell there's other ways, you know? Like, if you look at the people that are really, really doing the madness, Chunks, Young Philly, these are good guys. Like, they're on YouTube, they're being funny, but they're man them. They're just like us. They're man them. And it's inspiring. Harry Pinero, he's man them. He's from Peckham.
Yeah.
But he's just, like, do you know what I mean? It's sick.
Completely.
I love watching where the scene is now. And I class, obviously they're not musicians, but I class all of them people as part of the scene.
Yeah. I do as well.
Yeah, I think we're all part of the same scene. We're all trying to be successful from probably most of us are from unfortunate backgrounds, having nothing, you know what I mean? So
diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, man.
What who do you think's killing it now in the UK scene?
Central C, I think he's doing a madness. Every time, I don't know him, every time I see him doing something mad, it just makes me smile, man. Because I'm just like...
Especially that LA freestyle, that was...
Listen, and then obviously he's at the point now, he's becoming so big, he's getting people, but why is he's not the hardest? And stop talking nonsense. This guy is cold. The business him and his manager have done, the way they played the game, they are. I'm just there like this, clapping my hands. I'm like, you guys, like it's brilliant to see, bro. Like they're independent.
Yeah,
they're selling millions of records, independent. They're touring Europe. Like when I'm having Bestie, like my team's not saying, yo, let's go to Europe and build it in Europe. We're not thinking like that. They're thinking like
big. Yeah, they're thinking big,
bro.
You can tell when he did the freestyle. I thought
even that when he done a freestyle, when he
known
started
in America
doing,
now. I was in New York quite recently, like 3 weeks ago.
He's known there, right?
Everyone knows him now because of that freestyle.
Bro, he's a genius, man.
I'm from England. They go, you from London? I just say yes because it's easier. Yeah, from London. Oh, there's that rapper in there, Central C.
Bro, when he done that and he started doing the slang, I was there like, this guy.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing, bro. Like, and
clever.
I rate it so much.
If you could collaborate with anyone now, who would it be? Is there someone you'd like?
UK or just anywhere?
In general, you can go US if you want.
Probably Drake.
Yeah,
probably Drake. Yeah, definitely probably Drake, man. I think
he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. I think he's the. Me and my friends argue about it all the time. I think he's the greatest of all time.
Who do they think's the greatest? Do they not agree with you?
They're saying people that they don't even listen to. I'm going, but you listen to Drake more than everyone.
Yeah.
So, like, if you ask my dad, he's going to say this person. But in our generation, Drake's the greatest of all time, bro. Like,
and he's one of them artists I feel like you can put it on shuffle, have it on for 5 hours.
Exactly.
And everything. Even some of his songs I'll listen to over and over if I'm doing on a long drive.
Same.
Like over and over.
I think he's the greatest of all time. But if I ever did do a record with him, I'd want to rap with him because, like, I think he's one of the best rappers ever. But if I did it, we need to do a girl tune. And
it has to be.
It needs to be, do you know what I mean? But who knows, man? One day, hopefully, man. But
bro, if you could go back now to your younger self, would you say anything? Would you make him do anything differently? What would you tell your younger self? You now, 30 years old, you're 15, you're still across the road from each other.
Yeah.
What advice would you give that ute? That youngin.
Do you know what's so funny? I wouldn't change anything, but I would tried to teach him like at 16 years old, credit is important. Yeah. Because
did you fuck your credit up?
Fucked my credit up at 16 years old. And not even at 16, at 17, 18, 19, I'm just doing little things like, I remember
mobile phone contracts.
Bro, I got a Vodafone bill. They said that it was like £300. I was like, I ain't paying that.
Yeah.
Bro, 6 years they're on my credit file. Like, I'm trying to get out a new phone. I'm like, what the hell? But just little stuff like that. Like, just little minor stuff. Like, but that no one was there to teach me.
Yeah. And I feel like the education system probably fails to teach some of that stuff you're talking about.
That's more important than
Pythagoras theorem or some shit.
History about Henry VIII and that. Like, bro, like, no, teach the kids about credit and stuff like that, because I always say that the education system don't set you up to be successful. It sets you up to get by. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it sets you up to be a part of the tax farm.
100%.
Really.
And they don't even teach you about taxes. Well, not when I was in school.
No, they don't.
They don't teach you about taxes. So when
they don't teach you how to set a bank account up. They don't teach you how to set a company up. They don't teach you how to do your tax returns. They don't teach you all the things that you kind of, when you go into business, you're like, fuck.
It's crazy. And like I said, it was extra hard for me because I finished school at 15, 14 and then went back to school after that. So I missed out on so much stuff. Even opening a bank account, I was late. The first bank I opened was Cooperative Bank because my friend worked there and he was like, yo, do you want to open a bank? I was like, yeah. Like, I didn't even have a bank account. That was the first bank I opened. Just little stuff like that. I didn't know about business account. I didn't know about having a business. I didn't know anything. So sometimes like sometimes I have to say to people, yo, I actually don't, I'm someone that if I don't know something, I'll ask. I'll say, I don't understand that.
Or I'll Google it and try and learn.
Yeah, I'll be like, no, I don't understand that. So you have to break that down to me. Some people may look at me like, no, bro, I didn't learn that. No one taught me that. So I'm not afraid to say, yo, I don't understand that. Don't mean I'm stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like,
best way to grow as well.
Yeah, for sure, man. But it was so long that I didn't used to ask them questions. I used to be like,
it's your ego.
I'm 16. I live by myself. I'll get on with it. I said to my dad, confused, Dad, why you never teach me about credit? He was like, I didn't even really know. Like, I knew you pay your bills on time. I didn't know about credit score. Yeah. And then I'm all telling him, download Experian. It's crazy.
Check his credit score.
Mad. His credit score was fine though. So I was like, well, you've been doing the right thing.
Yeah. I've been real protective of mine. Yeah. Since later in life, similar to you. Really, I'm really protective of it now. If someone comes up, I'm like, what the hell's that? Yeah. Who searched my credit history, if you know what I mean?
It's so crazy. When I first like started making like decent money and stuff like that, I remember I went into the bank and it was like, oh, why have you got this account? They was like, oh, we're going to open this account. We get you a credit card. And they told me the limit. I was like, what? Yeah. I didn't realize that, you
probably had like not even a current account, whatever they called, like a cash card.
I had
account,
a cash card, bro. Like,
whatever it is,
I couldn't do anything with it. Yeah. They opened me up this fancy account and then they gave me this credit card. I remember telling my, I think I told my dad, I was like, my credit card limit. He went, what? Why are they giving you that credit card limit? He said, no. He said, take that down. You don't need that. Like, I think it was my dad and my brother. He was like, take that down. You don't need that.
Sounds like something a dad would say. Yeah. You know, like, because they sort of panic with the number.
Yeah. You don't need a credit card. What you got a credit card for? And stuff like that. I don't know if my dad or my brother. It was one of them. They was like, bro, you don't need that.
What's the future hold for you? What you got planned?
Do you know what? In the last few years, since the pandemic, all I've ever done is music. I always say that because it's not all I've ever done, but like since I've become an adult, music has been my life. So I mean, how I've made money, how I've changed my life. Do you know what I mean? But in the last 2 years, the pandemic hit, and I was like, wow. Like, what if it's just over? What if I never ever can go and do a show again, or whatever? What if I can't make music again and put out records again? And it scared me, bro. I'll be honest with you, it scared me, man. And so I've been proper like trying to get into more stuff that
diversifying a bit.
Yeah, like just more like stuff that I enjoy. I'd never ever in this life want to do something I don't enjoy. I'm blessed that my job is something I love doing. Do you know what I mean? And I want that to stay like that forever. I understand it might not. Do you know what I mean? But I built this to this point. Even if I have to use this to go into something else that I enjoy. But I'm still going to make music. I love making music. But yeah, I just want to do other stuff. And I'm I'm big on gaming. So yeah, so I've been like,
oh no, I think I've seen on Instagram.
Yeah,
Is that
I set up Twitch. Yeah.
Twitch, yeah.
My friend was like to me,
I'm a bit out of touch with all that.
no, bro, I was way out of touch. So I used to
keep seeing you post it.
Bro, I used to watch this guy called Castro.
Okay.
He's like a FIFA player, and he's like, and I'm big on FIFA, so like I game all the time. So I used to watch this guy on YouTube.
You always pick Liverpool, or you pick another team?
No, I always pick Liverpool, of course. Of course. But I'm big on it, and I used to watch this Castro guy. And I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, yeah, like Twitch, Castro on Twitch. I said, what's Twitch? He said, what do you mean? I said, how do you watch Castro? I was like, YouTube. He's like, bro, he's from Twitch. What he puts on Twitch is what he puts on YouTube. I said, oh, is that how? My friend just hooked me up. My friend's like, he's a gamer as well. Yeah. He said, bro, you need this. And now I have this mad gaming setup. If you come to my house, like, I got this gaming room. I got like 3 monitors. Like, I look like a proper gamer.
Yeah, you get it? Or not?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. But even little stuff like that, like.
What, on Twitch, can they play you on there then? Is that what it is? Can people come on and play you?
Yeah, people come. No, so basically Twitch is, you're basically just live streaming. You gaming. So, but you're live streaming, your camera's set up. And then,
so they can see you playing.
They can see you playing. They can see your screen,
your reaction,
and everything like that.
I think I've seen this actually. Yeah,
bro. I enjoy it so much. And then my friend was like, I went on a show called Saturday Social about football, and there was a guy on there called Pieface. I never knew who he was before, and he was like, yeah. And the guy on Saturday Social was like, yo, check him out. He's like massive on Twitch. So when I went home, I looked, he had like 700,000 followers. I was like, what? I never even heard of this guy. And then I went and watched, and I was watching his videos, I was like, this guy's hilarious. Like, do you know what I mean? Now I'm subscribed, I watch him.
Yeah.
And then someone said to me, yeah, you can monetize Twitch. You get subscribers. People pay to watch you. I'm like, people pay to watch me play game.
Like an OnlyFans, but with gaming instead of...
Basically, bro. It's like, bro, it's crazy. So more time, like right now, I don't even really care about the subscribers.
You just enjoy doing it.
I just enjoy doing it. Because I'm doing it without the camera anyway. Yeah. But now I'm doing it and the people are in the chat, hey, Yungen, buy it. Let me buy it. Bro, it's so sick. But I'm just using that but I'm just trying to just do the other stuff I enjoy as well as the music. Because the music has been amazing, but it is also stressful because you're overthinking it sometimes. You know what I mean? You just I want to be great. I want to have hit records. When I watch Essential C, it makes me so happy and so excited because I'm like, look at where the UK scene's going. Look at where a rapper can take it. And then I'm in the studio. I'm like, it's giving me the fire back to make great music.
I buzz off hearing you say that because Ironic said the same thing. And a lot of friends that I know that are rappers, it's amazing to see how much they actually are happy for the scene.
Oh, bro.
You know, like, because you see all these diss tracks and shit, but when they actually sit in front of these people, one-to-one you talk, they buzz for the scene. Brother, they actually love it.
Honestly, yeah. If you are not happy for a young man coming through and being successful from what you do, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think people that hate on young artists coming through are weirdos. Like, they're weirdos. Like, even if you don't think someone's good, just keep it to yourself, bro.
Yeah,
just... If I don't think someone's good, I just don't listen to it. I'm not going to be like...
It goes back to that whole thing as like, it takes 30 seconds for you to say to someone, oh, mate, you did really well there, well done. Or, you look really nice today, your hair looks nice.
Of course.
It's 1 second out of your day means fuck all to you, and you could be lying.
Exactly.
But it makes their day, and it gives them that confidence they might need to go a little bit further. It's important.
And then even like, the reason I'm using Sench I keep using him because I think what he's done has been amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen his graft because he jumped on my 8 on Latin tune in 2015.
Wow, okay.
And I was like, this how long
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, this is how long he's been trying to break through. And now he's finally broken through. He's running with it. And
they deserve it.
He deserves it,
He's been grafting, yeah.
So people that hate on stuff like that, and trust me, there's a lot of weirdos in this industry.
There's that quote, isn't there? What is it? It took me 10 years to become an overnight success. Yeah. Because obviously, like Central C, like a lot of people would have just heard that Lakers freestyle or the Dojo track
tune, yeah.
And just be like, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. But how long is this guy? It's not an overnight success, same as you.
It felt like me with Bestie. Yeah, when I done Bestie and people were like, oh yeah, the new artist. I'm saying new artist, guy. I've been really going for it for 7 years,
mate. Yeah, like whatever.
Bestie, like what? I always say as well, I'm blessed that Bestie was 7 years into my career of everyone, like of me actually going for it, because I think the scariest thing is coming out of a hit. Because even having to follow up Bestie was a lot of pressure. So imagine your first song is massive. Then what?
I was just going to say that it's an interesting point. 7 years in, you had that huge track.
Yeah.
Obviously massively famous then after. The fame gets bigger as well.
Yeah.
If you'd have had that as your first track, you would have struggled with that fame, right?
100%. And I to be honest, I don't like all the other stuff. Like, I don't like people like, oh yeah, girl, you must get bare. I don't care, bro.
You're not the first person to say that from your scene.
Genuinely, I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. When people come up and go, bro, like, someone come up to me a few weeks ago and said, brother, off the record, bro, one of my favorite tunes. That meant a lot to me because it's not a hit. It's a tune that meant a lot to me. So for him to say that, it meant a lot. I was like, bro, thank you, man. He's like, can I get a picture? I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, when you're walking down the road and someone's just got a camera in your face, it's not. It's what you sign up for. Like, I don't cry about it. I never really say no to a picture unless someone's being rude about it. But that's not the part I enjoy. I enjoy making music. I enjoy performing and seeing people react to it.
Yeah, similar to me. I enjoy putting on events because I enjoy seeing the joy in them.
Of course.
And you've created that, similar to music,
man.
I suppose.
Yeah, sometimes I'm up there and I'm looking and I'm like, this is sick. Like, this is sick. Like, I'll see them singing my song and I'm like, this is amazing. But that's what I do it for.
Every time the Bestie track goes on Soundfest, it goes off. So I am excited to see it actually being performed by Bane. Did it last time.
Sick.
So I'm excited to see it come from you.
No, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be good.
Excited.
It's so mad. Me and Bane, we did a show one time. Forgot who it was for. Might have been for Capital Extra. And they said, oh, you two go back to back. And we did song for song, yeah?
Sick.
That was one of my best performances ever. Because I was doing a big record, he was doing a big record, I was doing it, and then we ended on Bestie. And it was just like...
Wow. Is that on YouTube? Is that somewhere?
You look on YouTube.
I'll have a look.
They might just show when we're doing separate songs. But if you look at it, like, I'm doing like Take My Number, and he's doing it with me, and then he's doing Rihanna, I'm doing it with it. Oh, it was epic.
But you both got some bangers.
Yeah,
that's my style of. That's what I listen to if I'm on my own as well. That kind of that sound,
amazing.
That melodic. It's got a bit of rap, bit of a chorus.
That's my favorite.
Not too heavy.
Yeah, that's my favorite style of music as well.
It's lighter.
Yeah,
I think it's important messages, mate. We're finishing on there. Like, do what you enjoy. You sort of said support the industry. Do you know what I mean? Lead by example. These are all massively important messages I think you're giving out.
Yeah, bro.
So I respect that.
Love, man. I try to be honest. I don't like talking much, but I
feel like when you do, mate, it's good.
Thank you.
There's substance there. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, bro, man.